Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. It's actually been a whole year since I uploaded my first video. A whole year during which honestly absolutely nothing happened. I expected to upload way more content and for the channel to be much more active. But there just isn't much to create content about because, well, you all know why. At this point, there's no doubt that even if the game is eventually released, it won't reach the same level of success it could have had a year ago. And yet, you are still watching this video, which means you haven't given up hope on getting Classic eventually. So today we are going to talk about a few ideas and suggestions that I had for Tanky Classic, which I think could really help the game. And the first thing I want to touch upon is its promotion. Even though the developers stated they won't be advertising the game, there are still some highly effective ways they could easily promote it. For instance, they could revamp the YouTuber TO program to push creators to post more content and drive up views. This could include lowering the view count requirements to make the program accessible to smaller creators, allowing to earn points from shorts. And honestly, why not expand the program to other social platforms like TikTok or Instagram? After all, the main goal of this program is to promote Tanky by encouraging content creation, so rewarding views from other platforms would serve that exact purpose perfectly. Tanky could also partner up with Discord or similar platforms to launch Discord quests where users get rewarded simply for playing Tanky Classic for 15 minutes. The second topic is the rewards, and honestly, the challenges right now are just boring as hell. I've already ranted about this in previous videos, but I feel like it's something that absolutely has to change. There is zero motivation to complete them, nothing exciting or special about them, and the reward amounts are just ridiculous. If Tanky brought back a variety of cool rewards like we used to have, things like premium, rare paints, and so on, it would make everything way more interesting and fun. And of course, to actually push players to finish the challenges, they need to add skins at the end. Otherwise, nobody is going to grind for them. I don't get how Tanky doesn't understand this. The shop and the garage are also pretty dry. Tanky announced there won't be any kits in the garage, which is honestly so stupid. Kits were one of the most exciting things in the game. They save you a ton of crystals and speed up your progression big time. Tanky seriously needs to get their act together fast, because right now, Classic isn't looking promising at all. Just drop your ego for once, Tanky, and bring back the fun features from the old days. Speaking of which, we need the old super missions back, the ones that rewarded you with an XT skin and actually made players want to grind kills and points. And on top of that, discounts and personal discounts, of course. If I remember correctly, Hazel mentioned somewhere that they aren't planning on doing discounts. I might be wrong, but knowing Tanky, I'm probably not. Random personal discounts and holiday sales would be amazing for the game. They create excitement, give people a reason to log in on special events, and honestly, it's a basic feature every multiplayer game should have. The third idea I had is about the keyboard controls. On one hand, when you add mouse control, it will destroy the uniqueness of the old Tanky. Part of the magic back then was the difficulty of playing with only the keyboard, timing the turret rotation with the Z and X keys while maneuvering with the arrows. On the other hand, in 2026, everyone is already used to mouse control, and if they force new players to use only the keyboard, it won't exactly encourage them to stay. The real problem is that you can't truly combine them in a battle. If mouse control exists, nobody will choose to play on the keyboard like before, even those who really want the nostalgic experience, like me for example, simply because mouse players will have an advantage in precision and speed. I think the solution is simple and effective. Add an option to turn mouse control on or off in the battle creation settings, but it's hard for me to believe Tanky will be that creative. Number 4 touches upon the biggest challenge for Tanky Classic: how to keep players online and interested in playing long-term. On one hand, you can't add new items for obvious reasons. On the other hand, without anything new, the game might just get boring. I thought about it a lot, and in my opinion, the only thing you can actually add new content from to create interest, while at the same time not ruining the nostalgic character of Tanky Classic, is maps. New maps don't change the original game rules, but they force us to think of new tactics and bring that much-needed variety and freshness to keep the game alive. They also need to let players use the map creation tool in the test server, just like before. It was just such a crazy place to have fun with absolutely no limits. People would build these insane wild maps, and it would add so much hype and pure enjoyment to the game. Also, map creation contests, like they used to do, would be awesome. It would get the community active and add a ton of good maps to the game made by the players themselves. Staying on the topic of maps for just another moment, let's talk about the information we received in Vlog 535 about the maps that we will get, and about that we are getting an option to create maps in old graphics with old textures. So in my opinion, Tanky needs to make sure that if we're playing on maps with old graphics, everything matches. The shot effects, the tank explosions, the skins. You can't put a modern tank or a new effect inside an old textures map. To maximize the experience, the graphics must be consistent down to the last detail. And finally, my fifth idea is about how, for years, Tanky has built a reputation as hated developers, with almost zero communication with the community and absolutely no information given to us. They keep us in the dark all the time, and even though there's barely any chance Tanky will change anything since they've been this stubborn for years, they could easily fix this. Active communication with the community would contribute so much to the game. I promise you, there's no shortage of people who would love to be community managers and admins, and honestly, it would actually make things easier for Tanky. All they would have to do is pass them information once or twice a week, and they would handle updating the community. It's not that big of a deal, and it would push the game so much further. Tanky Classic still has potential, but the devs seriously need to wake up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.